Welcome to another episode of the Online Prosperity Experience podcast. You're about to hear your host, Prosper Taravinga's powerful digital marketing strategies and actionable tactics that you can use right now. Prosper has helped more than 50,000 people from over 10 countries to create meaningful businesses that are profitable and enjoyable. Listen to this podcast so that you too can build your own business with less stress and overwhelm. Let's get started.
Here's why lead generation is different for business coaches. Now, obviously, there's so many different ways for you to generate leads for your business, but if you're a business coach, lead generation for business coaches can be an embarrassing topic because business coaches are already expected to be successful and to actually have a long list of clients that want to work with them if they are actually good. And that's the dilemma that a lot of business coaches that end up working with us face, because they already expected to be trusted by a lot of clients in order for them to generate clients. So if you're passionate about doing the work that you're meant to be doing and living an inspired life while you're doing that, you, my friend, are in the right place. My name is Prosper Taravinga, and my mission is to help inspired coaches and consultants like yourself to build a brand that you're proud of and create a lifestyle that you absolutely love. And today we're talking about why lead generation for business coaches is actually different and what to do if you're a business coach that is looking to generate leads for your business. And all topics that I talk about on the podcast are inspired by real life occurrences, and I basically sit around here at 12 p.m. AST and snitch on people that I would have spoken to and actually create content for those that we're going to be working with. So now the reason why we're talking about this today is I just got off a call with a business coach who works under a banner of other business coaches out there, and he was just looking for ways to branch out on his own and start generating leads for himself. So we went on to look at what his credibility is, what he has done, and what his actual expertise is within the marketplace. Because if you go in and have a corner of the market that you have cornered yourself and that you are well known for, and you absolutely are certain what you want your target market to ask you to do for them, that makes it super easy as a business coach for you to actually go in and help people. So yes, you might be an overall business coach, but there's so many facets that come around being a business coach. You might help people with their accounting. You might help people with their marketing. You might help people with their employees. You might help people with their mindset and things of that nature. So all of those are different ways that you could show up as a business coach. So there's different ways to generate leads in that sort of space. So my role basically is to help coaches and online service providers to create a consistent stream of leads for their businesses using content marketing and SEO. And obviously, if you're looking for a plan so that you can use content and create a strong strategy to generate leads from your website, then we should definitely connect. So back to the person that I was speaking to, and I just started observing a few things based on how they showed up to me. First of all, while they were working under the banner they were working under, they didn't have to generate leads for themselves. The company was already doing that on their behalf. Now that they want to branch out on their own, they have to be known. They have to have a brand, and people need to trust them in order to get clients. So therefore, business coaches have three important goals to achieve, especially with their marketing. First of all is to generate the leads. So we need to create for them a lead capturing funnel. And from that, we need to start nurturing those leads. And that happens through content. So you need to create a proper, well-oiled lead nurturing system. And then also you need to have a system that automates itself to convert those leads into customers that pay, stay, and refer. And in the process, you need to be consistent. You need to be showing value. You need to be actually helping your clients by actually helping them and showing your authority, because people buy from those that they know, like, and trust. And remember, when you're showing up as a business coach, people are already anticipating that you're teaching them the success that you've already gotten for yourself. So it's very difficult for you to show up and you haven't got your stuff in order, because if you can't look after your business, then how are you going to be able to look after mine? So there has to be that appearance of success, and it's very difficult for a lot of business coaches that are getting started to actually start generating their leads. So as a business coach, you literally need to generate leads in your business like any other business, but you can't be seen, shaking your behind on TikTok like what other coaches can be doing, because, it might be a little bit out of bounds for you to be, if you want to be seen as an authority, that gets you hired, because people need to have a form of respect of the way that you're doing. So what other, maybe coaches can do, like maybe fitness coaches or other types of coaches can do on other media platforms is not what you should be doing. It is out of bounds for somebody who's a business coach. All right, so you need to be able to convey that you can build and indeed have built a successful business, and the proof of your skills should be reflected in your business. So your websites, your social media, who you hang out with, and the caliber of your clients are the kind of things that will actually help you generate as many leads as possible, and especially credible clients that actually pay, stay, and refer. So I can understand, as a business coach, growing your business is tough. You go from cold calling potential clients and you have them hang up in your face because they haven't heard of you. They don't know if you're going to be the right fit for them, or they haven't actually seen if any of your strategies can result to real world results. And maybe you end up sending out hundreds of emails without even getting as much as, hey, thank you so much for reaching out, because these people don't quite know you, like you, or trust you as yet. And then you just end up maybe wasting thousands of dollars on ad spend without even generating any qualified leads, because these people that you're reaching out to may not have an idea of what your actual value is. And I know sometimes it may actually start feeling like nobody wants to buy what it is that you're selling. And when you rely on your business to put to pay rent and put food on the table, it can really put an enormous strain on your emotions, and you're left terrified, having to give up on your dreams and return to a safe 9 to 5 with your tail tucked between your legs because you can't bring in new clients. But fret not. Today we're going to be exposing and looking at why this lead generation process has to be different for business coaches and what it is that you can do. Okay, so naturally the question that might be in your head is, how can I, as a business coach, generate leads while also building authority and success for your business? Okay, so those are two things that you have to be looking at. There's so many things that you are faced with here. One of them is a long-term process, which is basically building authority, and you don't get a return of your investment immediately. And how can you generate leads, which is a short-term process that you need in order for you to start the journey that the people might have, so that they can turn into customers that pay, stay, and refer. And when you're starting out, like the gentleman I was talking to today, it can be very difficult. But as a business coach, you want to be building a successful practice in the process, and that's not optional. All right, whatever you're doing, every touch point that you have with your clients, maybe you're going to start a podcast, maybe you're going to write a book, maybe you're going to write out a blog post, or whatever social media you're putting out there, you have to be building a successful practice, and it has to be documented, and you have to have that step-by-step visible in front of your audience so that they can see what it is that you're doing, and in the process they might actually aspire to be, do, and have whatever you are building, and eventually you will have customers from there. So if you're a business coach, the one thing that would actually help you to grow your business is to look at what is it that you're actually embarrassed with right now, and what are you struggling with, and what are you doing about it. Because at the end of the day, once you've figured out a solution to a problem that you're facing, that now becomes your ticket to actually generating leads, because you are helping people with a particular situation that you're empathetic to. Why? Because you've actually experienced it. So don't be afraid of showcasing who you are and your journey, because people want somebody who can then be able to justify their failures and encourage their dreams. You know why? Because you've been there and you've actually got real life, or real world results, either from the work that you've done for yourself or other people that can actually sing your praises. All right. So you have to show your business management capabilities in your own business, because if you can't, create a business that's profitable and enjoyable, how then do you expect somebody else how do you expect to then help somebody else to achieve that within their business? I mean, you might argue and say, it's possible, it's difficult for a cobbler to make his own shoes. But in the world that we live in, we're the most documented generation. So people are watching. What have you achieved within your business that will actually help your clients throw rocks at their enemies? Okay. So lead generation for business coaches should actually happen on your website. The person that I was talking to, who has given us the folder for the content for today, they only just have a landing page where people just show up. They've got their phone number there, a little bit about what it is that they provide and the services that they provide, and a link to schedule a call within their calendar. And I was just telling them, man, I don't think you understand your clients as much. They're bombarded with so much information. They've got a 3-second attention span. If they already look at this landing page and they cannot click onto anything else or subscribe to anything else to learn more from you, that's it. You've wasted your time generating this person, bringing them to you, and you haven't done anything to convert them into a prospect, okay? This is somebody who's still a suspect. They've probably heard about you. They probably read a blog. They've probably seen you at a networking event, but you're not giving them enough, to want to follow or start their journey with you. So on your website, you should definitely have some sort of lead capturing funnel, so you can turn prospects into leads that will then eventually buy from you. People need to know you. People need to learn from you. People need to trust you. And you can't do that by just showing them what you do and expect them to roll over and hand you over their wallet. Okay. So your lead generation process, yes, you might think you're driving traffic to your website, but your lead generation, especially if you're a business coach, should definitely be happening on your website. And this is something like I see that a lot of coaches and other business coaches miss as an important element. Okay. Some new coaches, they don't have anything to offer in exchange for an email address or some sort of a bribe or some sort of a process that you might want to show your clients that you can help them by actually helping them. All right. And a lot of coaches, like I've said, they just have a one-page website that does not actually generate any business for them. And it actually leaves them with only 3 other options. All right. They might just end up doing PPC advertising, which is obviously very expensive, and they're wasting thousands of dollars on ad spend, not even generating any qualified leads. Or they might just start doing social media marketing and post a few memes on LinkedIn or post a few memes on Facebook. And it can be a lot more time consuming because the people that you're reaching out to don't even care of your own existence. And some of them have this whole word of mouth referrals, talk that they say, people are already talking about them, about their business. Let me tell you something. Nobody cares. All right. Everybody's concerned about their own individual self. They are never going to be going out of their way to talk about something that they saw in a news feed, which they don't pay attention to. Okay. And unfortunately, that PPC advertising, that social media marketing, those referrals, all of these will maybe generate a few leads, but it's not consistent. As a business, you need a consistent flow of leads that are always converting themselves into customers that pay, stay, and refer. And what's more, you know what? Your website is that one place where people are going to learn more about who you are and what you can do for them and why you exist. And perhaps it's a place that they actually visit when they find content that they love that you have created. So are you showcasing that people can trust you? Are you showcasing that you've put effort in the work that you're doing? Any achievements that people can notice? What motivation are you actually bringing to the table? Why should anyone bother to know you? Okay, so this means that a lot of people who go on your website are already warm leads based on how they would have found you in the first place, and they have a certain level of interest. You now need to convert that interest into a lead. All right, a lead is somebody who has given you the permission to market to them a little bit more up until they get to know you much. All right, so anybody else who's just walking or scrolling on your website and you haven't got their contact details, that person is a freeloader and they can walk away without having, expended anything of note that, will then get you to keep marketing to them. All right. So as a business coach, it's important that your website has more than one page, has a few pages that are landing pages that are directly designed to capture some sort of a lead, somebody's contact information, so you can market to them in their own time. And it's a place for you to actually start building that authority. Okay. So yes, we are hitting two things at the same time. Like I mentioned at the start of this podcast, you've got a long-term, agenda or goal, which is to build your authority. And also in the same token, you are generating leads from that authority that you're building. All right. And once you set it up, half of the landing pages and everything else, you only set it up once, and you don't have to keep repeating yourself to every other new person that comes your way. So it's a place for you to create this content that builds authority. Every podcast that we put out there is designed to become a landing page later on. All right. We entice you to come for the content that you're looking for. Maybe right now you're listening to this 16 minutes in, you're a business coach and you're wondering, how can I generate leads? And I'm showcasing to you that I can help you by actually helping you, giving you strategies and tactics that you can actually implement immediately so you can get results. And eventually, when you do find that it might be a little bit difficult for you to implement, hey, we're always there to help you so that you can actually start generating these leads consistently within your business. And I will be letting you know how you can possibly do that. All right. So when you've created this authority on your website, it now becomes a place where people can actually see the kind of results that they can expect when they work with you. And it's also a place where they can actually understand who you are and how you possibly work. So blogs, content, podcasts like this, these will be the key for lead generation in your business, especially as a coach. You want to showcase your authority. You want to showcase your expertise. You want to show people you can help them by actually helping them. So blogging is a key for lead generation in your business coaching practice, right? So as a business coach, blogging is going to be, to be key to your reputation, first of all, and your authority. See, the internet is built around 3 C's, and these 3 C's are content, communities, and So content. I'm actually just thinking about that because I'm thinking very fast as we go. So content, community, and conversations. Are you part of the communities where your ideal clients are living? Are you part of the content that these communities are conversating around? Okay, so both blogging and actually creating your reputation and your authority are key, not only to attracting prospects but also converting them into clients. Because when you write a blog, it actually gives you a few advantages, right? You'll be able to be found by people that are looking for business coaches. You will actually get the opportunity to talk about the topics that you teach and consult about in a way, that is unique to you and how you approach your work. And you'll be able to convert those visitors into clients very quickly with a simple funnel that you then create as an addition to, hey, would you like fries with that now that you've seen how we work? And you'll be able to then pepper your content with the results that you achieve for your clients, and you can literally share as much information about your approach, your blueprint, your signature system in your own words, and people can read it in their own sort of time. So all of these that I've just mentioned would actually help you land better matched prospects because they're reading about you, they're listening to your content, or maybe watching the videos that you're creating in order for you to really showcase to them what it is that you do and why they should care to work with you. And you are better positioned to convert at a higher rate. You know why? Because these people have taken the time to learn about you. They've taken the time to actually start the journey with you, because people do not see funnels. They just see, you helping them and literally taking them through the journey for them from somebody who's just known you for the first time to somebody who's actually going to be a customer. So a well-written blog, a well-produced podcast, a well-produced video is usually the fastest way for you to build any coaching business, especially if you're building a coaching practice out there. So if you're podcasting or you're using video or YouTube for lead generation, that could be another way for you to really, really expand your reach, expand your authority. And sometimes it might not be for everyone. You might not be really good at podcasting, or you might not be really good at writing like I am, but you can actually turn whatever blogs into a video. You can turn whatever blogs into a podcast, all right? So, it could be an alternative. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to literally write something, all right? So if you ever find yourself confusing people around you, by thinking out loud, or you're trying to clarify your position by speaking yourself through it or whatever, then you need to make sure that you're writing your thoughts down, and you might actually be the first person to come up with those thoughts, and you can become a thought leader. Okay, so choose what you're really good at. If you're good at talking, you can use a podcast. If you're good at talking and you're visually presentable, you can definitely use video as your way to reach out and actually maximize on your authority. And once you've done that, this is also something that I'm going to be doing later on. I'm actually going to be putting together all these podcast episodes, especially the really good ones, and compile them into a book. All right, because writing a book will immediately position you as a go-to person on whatever that topic is, and whatever it is that you're writing about. So you want to be very careful what it is that you write about. By all means, you also need to do it. Back in the time when I first started, they used to say, oh, your book is like a business card, right? I don't know if that's still the case with ChatGPT and everything else that has come along, but it's possible for you to even if you're not the type that likes to write, you can have somebody ghost write the book for you and package it in such a way that people would want to consume it and read it and learn a few things from you. And you can collect all your podcast show notes into a book, and you can do that with all the transcriptions of your videos or whatever blogs that you have put together, and you can just hire somebody to do it for you as per required. Okay, so and once you've got all the information, once you're ready on your content strategy streak, you can start repurposing that content. So stuff that you've written on your blog can be made into a social media post, can be repurposed into a podcast, and things of that nature. The content that you would have created can be changed into a different format. A podcast can be changed into an infographic that people can link to, and things of that nature. All of this is just helping you become omnipresent out there so that your customers can find you using the different methodologies that they are utilizing. And it's super, super easy to then amplify something that's already on the internet than trying to just amplify a one-page website. All right, so if you'd like to take advantage of you generating leads as a business coach, especially in these challenging times, I invite you to schedule a call with me. All right, so we'll work hands-on and develop a strategic plan, and then deep dive and work through your ideal client clarity. It starts with knowing who exactly your ideal client is, because if you have identified your target market, it makes it super easy for you to show up every single day like I do, with content that is designed to help you, generate leads. Like I said, I'm a digital marketing strategist and traffic growth coach. And I've created the Online Prosperity Blueprint, where I basically help you generate more traffic and clients through the blogs that you're writing, the websites that you have created, using SEO content strategies, while you're actually automating your social media repurposing. All right. And once we've got that, we can then look at your strategic messaging. Who are you actually sending this information to, and what are you saying to them? And then pretty much after that, we'll look at your coaching offers. You look at the the fees and the pricing, and look at what part of the market you're actually targeting. And if your business is not really optimized to capture as many leads and then nurture them into customers that pay, stay, and refer, or actually turn these prospects into leads who buy from you more often, will then craft those systems into your business and then help you convert those leads into customers that buy from you using a sales conversion strategy. Okay. And then pretty much after that, I'll then just help you set up your marketing engine and lead generation system so you can consistently attract ideal clients that show up at any moment, without you actually going out there actively seeking for them, because you've created the funnels that are actually helping you generate these leads constantly. Now, what would you do as a business coach if you start getting a lot more demand for your services than you can possibly handle? Would you raise your prices, or would you start firing all those lousy clients that showed up and you were just thirsty to get leads? Or would you only choose projects that you love working on, or clients that you literally believe in, and actually expand your business in the process? The choice is yours. You see, every coach that we work with, or maybe consultant, a small business owner, they usually just dream of having a perfect customer that arrives from seemingly nowhere, already convinced that they want to buy from them. And when it all inevitably fails, you know what they do? They just build that one-page website I mentioned earlier and post a few memes on social media, and then they wait. It doesn't work like that, my friend, okay? Without a steady demand of excess buyers, you would have to accept whatever work that comes your way at whatever price that wins that job at the terms that have been set by the buyer. Why would you be putting yourself under so much stress just so that you can get leads, from people that don't even care about the existence of your business? Yeah. And you're probably asking me, now, how do I get these potential ideal customers come to me instead of you trying to find them? Well, if you, reach out to us, I'll teach you how to actually start earning trust before your sales process begins. I'll actually help you design a self-guided path for your customers so they can engage with you and get to know you, like you, and trust you. And we all know that people do business with those they know, like, and trust. And then we'll eventually build out a sales funnel that actually fills itself while you are just doing top of the funnel stuff that you absolutely love. Top of the funnel stuff can be, just showing up at a networking event, or, just doing one-on-ones with people, or actually just consulting with those that are already willing and able to buy. And you can start responding effectively to the best opportunities that show up your way. Right now, this is top of the funnel stuff that I'm doing, just snitching on people that I talk to through this podcast. And when I have already spoken to you, you might have gotten a nugget or two about how we operate, and you will reach out. Usually there's in the show notes, there will be a link that gets you to schedule an appointment with me or learn more about what it is that we just spoke about. And eventually you will end up scheduling a call with me on a consultation, and I don't have to actively stay up at night, showing you what to do. All of that has been set up behind the scenes. And, when you work with me, you learn how to market your business in the most intentional way possible, so you can actually grow profitable sales. And I'll give you a framework that will actually guide your decisions and maintain your confidence while you actually offer, to help the right people at the right time for the right money. You never have to beg people to hire your services again. And I'm giving you permission right now to actually ignore 90% of all everything that any marketing guru would have taught you before. And I want you to just learn the 10% that actually matters for business coaches like yourself, okay? And once you've got that in place, all you're just doing is helping your clients solve problems that they're facing, and you are getting to learn a lot more about what it is that they need from you, and so that you can literally start offering world-class service out there, so that people can actually start referring back to you, and you never have to rely on cold calling or anything of that nature, for you to generate leads, and you can start generating hundreds of qualified high ticket leads like clockwork, so you never have to cold call anybody ever again. All right, I really want you to start creating content that will get you great visibility and convert your visitors into discovery call bookings. Now, wouldn't that be nice? Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, let's continue the conversation in the Live Long Digital community. Become a Live Long Digital community member today. This community is for ambitious entrepreneurs and small business owners with the drive to take control of the future of their businesses and achieve huge success without stress and overwhelm. As you heard, Prosper can help you by teaching you marketing strategies that work. So look no further than the Live Long Digital community of entrepreneurs and highly successful business owners. Join our community today. Find us on www.community.livelongdigital.com.au. Network with other driven entrepreneurs and find the expert guidance you need to take your business to the next level. www.community.livelongdigital.com.au